Hello, everybody. We are live. Yes.
Yes, we are.
Okay, cool. Hello, welcome to Film Trigger Drive-By News. My name is Stevie Cade, and to my left here we have Ramon from Hit or Miss TV. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. This is Snoopy. It's Snoopy the dog.
Snoopy that's Snoopy? That doesn't look like Snoopy.
Don't ruin it, mate.
Oh,
we've just started. We've just gone in, and it's like, oh, hi, how you doing? I go, oh, it's Snoopy. Let's it's all getting up to Christmas. Let's be nice. That's not Snoopy.
Hashtag not my Snoopy. Seth, Draven, buddy, the man behind the curtain. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Gentlemen, are you ready to talk about stuff that we can talk about?
Yeah, I can't wait now. I'm really excited.
All right, sourpuss. Here we go in 3, 2. Here we go. The king of gaslighting, Mr. Ramon himself. How you doing, buddy? Oh, man.
Don't take much to get me mad, does it? You just have to go.
Was that even Snoopy that you held up?
No, I don't know. I found it in the loft, and I was like, oh.
See, that's gaslighting. You just gaslit me. So Aaron White, Ramon, where's the beard, right?
I know. I shaved it off because basically what it is, I had to go to a shoot the other day. Basically, I don't know if the guys have told you, but we're doing like a little documentary that's coming out earlier next year on Amazon Prime. So we wanted to get a photo shoot done. Obviously, Stevie had a shave just before Halloween. He'd done his shoot, and obviously, because you're in a different country, I had to do mine over here. So I had to go up London. We've done a photo shoot, which went really, really well. They're going to be pushing forward like the GQ release of the photo shoot coming out in January.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ramon, let's not tease them anymore. We're doing a Film Trigger and Hit or Miss TV calendar. You know, it's going to be great. It's going to be really nice. And our beards are not the only thing we shave. So look forward to that.
Wow.
What? I'm talking about my armpits, man.
I was thinking about my back.
Well, speaking of shaving, before we get into the news here, I do want to remind everybody, because I will never forget, Ramon did say that he will shave his head live if Justice League 2 hasn't been announced by January 1st, 2023. Just keep that in mind.
It's going to be coming out. I told you, it's already sorted. I got a message the other day from Zack Snyder. he texted me on my phone, and it's like, yo, what's happening, bro? And I was like, oh, nothing. I'm just going to have some tea and crumpets. And he's like, oh, we're doing a new Justice League movie. And I was like, oh, all right, then. So it's happening.
Facebook,
that's cool.
Facebook user, sweet. I can only respond with, dude. Facebook user, if you want your name to be on the channel, you just have at the bottom of the description of the Facebook thing. I know it's complicated. You just got to click a button, say give him permission to use my name, and then we can see your name. Otherwise, you're going to be known as Facebook user. I don't want to be known as a user. Do you?
Yeah, no. I'm a user. I use women.
Okay.
Sorry. PG,
you know, I try to save it. You know what? I blame Dan Aykroyd. It's fine. I blame Dan Aykroyd for everything.
Told you that.
All right, so we're gonna dive into some news because that's what we do here. Now I don't know if you guys know. Is that also Snoopy?
No, that's
that's the Grinch.
Oh, okay.
No, and that one is it a minion?
That's what the Grinch looks like here in America.
Oh wow! I was gonna say, if you want to see the Grinch, you want to see my ex.
Okay, before we dive into territory that's going to get restraining orders held against us.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know if you guys do. Ramon sent me this message this morning. Like, Stevie, did you know about the new Spider-Man movie?
I know. It's crazy,
and I'm like, what? There's a new Spider-Man movie? Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home comes out in less than a week, and we haven't heard a thing about it.
It's going to be amazing.
Okay, obviously we're messing around. I am so sick and tired of talking about this movie. I
Honestly,
really am.
I am too.
Like, I am sick and tired of talking about this movie, but Spider-Man No Way Home posters have dropped, and I do want to chat about them a little bit because there are a couple cool things that we can draw from those. Let me pull up yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of which, I used to have a Spanish teacher at school called Miss Vasquez, and I really fancied her. Carry on.
Miss Vasquez, and you really fancied her. Okay,
Yeah.
well, Miss Vasquez, please join us in the comments below.
I used to get in detention just because, Anyway, go on.
All right, so here's our first one, Green Goblin. Obviously, the Green Goblin that we know, little updates to the suit and stuff. He does look a bit bulkier, doesn't he?
A little bit, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, a little bit bulkier from what we can see. All right, cool.
I've got
I don't want to talk about that one yet. And then we have Doc Ock,
And
which his first name is not Mike.
His first name is Doc.
Yeah, it's Doc. It's not Mike. It's not Mike Ock.
It's hard to tell with the poster because they can mess around with the poster however much they want. But in the trailers themselves, his CGI is really good, and I'm not talking about the arms, like the CGI on his face, because he's de-aged.
Yeah,
in those trailers, like a lot. So
yeah.
I think it looks pretty good.
He looks good for an 85-year-old, definitely.
I don't think Alfred Molina is 85 years old, but
well, give or take a
20
couple decades.
Yeah.
But the one I really want to talk about is this one right here, because I didn't know. Maybe I'm like the last one on the boat with this one, but I didn't realize that was a Iron Man arc reactor on his chest.
I think we only found this out last week, a couple weeks ago. So
it's been out.
I can't say I blame you, but yeah, no, it's been out, but it has. Yeah, it was just like a thing in the trailers you could see. This is the first time we really fully see it, though. So
like that really raises my curiosity. Is this going? I don't think this Electro is going to be from the same universe as Andrew Garfield.
I think that's confirmed that they're all from the same universes.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, I think so. Because I mean,
how did he get his hair? He was bald in the last one.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I saw I saw his They did an interview together with all three of these guys: Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina, and Jamie Foxx, and they were all talking about like, oh yeah, the villains they're here to really do some damage this time, kind of thing.
We mean,
but like
this time.
But by that, they're like, oh yeah, they're here to do it this time.
They're from the
meaning that they're from the old universes.
No, but they're from the same universe. But that could mean that they've come from Tobey Maguire's.
Well, Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina have.
That's what I mean. So he's not from Andrew Garfield's one because it's a different universe to Maguire's, no?
No, Electro is from Andrew Garfield's universe.
No, but what I'm saying, if these three have come from the same universe...
Well, they haven't come from the same universe.
They haven't?
No.
I thought you just said they had.
No. I'm saying that they've come from old universes.
What he's saying, Ramon, is they're coming from their respective universes. Like,
oh, sorry.
Yeah. They'll be coming from, if you saw them in Andrew Garfield's movie, then they're coming from.
Oh, sorry, universe. My bad.
Yeah.
Right, okay. No, I thought right. Cool.
Aaron White, bald and blue. Yes, Seth knows. We had a debate about it, I think, last week. I'm not a big fan of the yellow electricity. I know it's comic book accuracy. Nah, I like the blue because that's what color electricity is. What? Prove me wrong, Ramon.
Just saying it isn't, is it?
Well, now he's wearing the arc reactor on his chest, so that should be even more blue. Anyway,
no, it's not though, is it?
It is.
No, it isn't. You see, it's yellow. You can see it.
Look,
that's yellow. I'm looking at it. It's yellow.
I get that it's yellow in the. Okay.
You just said it isn't. It is.
But not in Andrew Garfield's. His electricity was blue in that movie.
No, this is Spider-Man: No Way Home. This is out next week. Sorry.
God, I'll say this.
Ramon is here to troll me. I know.
Sorry.
I'll say this. I'm glad I like this redesign because now he doesn't look ridiculous. The blue look only looked good with the hoodie.
Yeah.
That was it. Like he didn't look good when he didn't have
the
hoodie. He didn't look good when he had that stupid suit at the end. Like it was only when he had the hoodie when he actually looked cool.
Yeah, that hoodie was badass. Yeah,
It
for
was.
sure.
But now you got this full redesign. I
but
like it.
I'm just very curious about the arc reactor. They can't just have that in there and not explain it. There has to be some sort of backstory to this.
Well, I'm sure he'll get it. I'm sure they will explain it because there's been some other footage from like TV spots and stuff where he's wearing
I
like
still say that he's
where he
not
doesn't
from-
have it.
I still reckon that he's not from the Garfield universe. That's what I know that they're saying he is, but I don't think he is. I think Goblin, Doctor Octopus, him, Sandman all came through the same thing at the beginning of the movie, and I think he comes from Tobey Maguire's one, which we've never seen it, which is why he looks like that. That's what I think. It might be wrong, but that's what I think.
That's one theory. I'm going to roll with what Seth just said, saying that he was wearing a different. He had a different. Didn't have this suit on.
Yeah, not
right?
this one. When he first showed up, or in some of the TV spots for No Way Home, he was wearing like a construction jacket. I don't know why he's wearing that, but he had like a construction jacket on.
Was his electricity yellow then?
He wasn't using electric powers.
Okay, so he comes from Andrew Garfield's world, finds the arc reactor, and it changes his electricity yellow. As long as we get an explanation, that's all I care about. But to go from blue to yellow, they're doing it with the Flash. The Flash is going from that blue electricity to the yellow electricity in a new movie. And God, it just drives me nuts if they don't explain it.
And plus, I like the line from one of the recent TV spots where Elektra was like, well, if it isn't my old friend Spider-Man, like, I don't know, it's cool because like, I don't know, I just like it. I like that he's returning. You know, I like Jamie Foxx as Elektra.
Yeah, he's cool.
I don't think he was very well written in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but like,
no,
I like the casting idea. I like the idea of
he's
Jamie
a good actor,
Foxx
man.
as Elektra.
Yeah. He's great.
Yeah,
I
he's.
think,
Yeah,
I've got a prediction as well for the first one that's going to already like drive me nuts. I honestly gut feeling because they keep showing so much. I just think the Green Goblin's going to die within the first 25 minutes, and I'm going to be so angry. I'm going to be so angry.
I don't think that'll happen. I mean, I would assume not. Maybe
because he'll be the one, and that's going to annoy me because I love Willem Dafoe. I just think he's great. I think
I don't see them bringing back Willem Dafoe and killing him off that quickly.
I hope not.
Maybe he does die in the movie, but if he does, I don't see it being until the very end type of thing.
Oh man, could you imagine? Imagine he comes back and he dies twice for the second time.
He's gone.
I feel like I don't think anybody's going to die.
One of my favorites. He's probably one of my favorite villains, like performance-wise, out of all of them. I don't know, but I just love his performance.
Yeah,
well, he's the most sinister of them, so for sure. Well, that's good because he might carry on into the new movies because the future of Tom Holland's Spider-Man seems to be very good. Let's see, we got so they talk about the future of Spider-Man down here. This is the announcement of the Spider Day trailers, whatever. Amy Pascal. Let me find the exact quote. It's in here. I should have had this prepped up.
What's she say? She's got nice hair, getting a new hairstyle.
Yeah. She says, I got my hair trimmed. It's really cool. You should check it out.
Nice.
I should have highlighted it, but the point is that she does confirm that there will be at least 3 more Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Now, mum's the word because they didn't they're not talking about Andrew and Tobey Maguire, but I am also very I really believe that if this movie is a success, it will open up the world for them to continue their own franchises as well. Do you believe that also?
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's possible. It would be a real moneymaker for them. Like seriously, who wouldn't go see Spider-Man 4 directed by Sam Raimi, starring Tobey Maguire? Like, who wouldn't go see that?
Right.
Same with The Amazing Spider-Man 3, as long as they rewrite that script. Ugh.
But it will never be the same, because it'll be their franchises with this multiverse concept. That multiverse concept will still be intact. So I think they'll continue crossing over.
Maybe I could see that.
All right. Sorry, my computer's running a little slow. I'm trying to get the next thing up here.
You look so quiet.
I look so high. What? I'm not high.
You look
Can't
so
prove
high.
it. All right. Okay.
I'll throw this out there. I'm really curious to see what they're doing though with this new trilogy. Because what Tom Holland needs to make up his mind already. Because he keeps going on about like, oh, if I'm playing Spider-Man until I'm 30, then I'm messing up. And then they announce this new trilogy, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna play Spider-Man for the rest of my life. That was like within 2 weeks of each other. Like, I don't understand.
Unless it's a case of, like you say, it's a spin-off kind of like they're going to bring the other two maybe back in or Garfield in to do a move. I don't know. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from though. I think Garfield deserves another, or you know what I mean. If they're even if there's another trilogy and they're all in it again, but it could be with Andrew Garfield a bit more, or it could be with Maguire a bit more, and then still come back to Tom Holland. But I think it opens the door to all of that now, doesn't it? So, like you said, so I don't know. I'd like to see that anyway. Like I've watched those again, didn't I? And the Amazing Spider-Man, and looking back on it now, I really like him as Spider-Man. Bit late to the party on it, but yeah, I know. But I've like watched him again recently, and I'm like, man, I really like him as Spider-Man, and I'd just love to see a bit more of him. I think.
I'm an Andrew Garfield fan. I know his movies are the least well received out of most of them. But that first Amazing Spider-Man movie to me was just solid gold. Like it was everything I wanted from a Spider-Man movie. Like I was getting really exhausted with Tobey Maguire's, Spider-Man films. And obviously they went, the kind of, Batman and Robin route of things. They got a little cheesy, a little corny towards the end. Now there actually is a new Spider-Man movie that would
do you know, I didn't even see, I saw this late last night, like turn up on YouTube, the trailer, but I've not had a chance to watch it because I assumed that they weren't going to do any more. They said after the first one, oh, we're only going to do one more. So I take it there is another one.
Yeah, it's Spider-Man Across the Spier-Verse Part 1. So there's going to be at least 2 more. I'm
glad though, because I loved that first one was just loved it, mate. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
it's probably my second favorite animated movie, honestly.
It's a really good movie. Like I didn't know, because again, I'm very like up and down with it when it comes to animated sort of films, but I just thought it was great. It was just a really, really good movie. And I loved, Noir Spider-Man as well. I love that. Oh, amazing.
Nicolas Cage.
Just love it.
Obviously this one's going to play into the same, very vibrant comic booky, cartoony look that the first one did. Miles Morales a little older there.
So will it have all the others back in it again? I guess so.
This teaser doesn't show that.
The only ones that are confirmed are Miles, Gwen, and 2099 Spider-Man, and they did say that Oscar Isaac is coming back to voice him, so that's good to know.
Wow,
and
cool.
There's some slightly different animation here too.
Yeah, a little bit. Jake Johnson said at one point he was in talks to come back. I don't know if it was confirmed that he is 100% coming back, but he did say at one point he's in talks too. So I think that's a new Miles logo too.
Aaron White brings up a very good point. Says we're getting three more movies with home in the title. Oh, goody.
So what was the first one? The Homecoming?
Yeah.
Far From Home, No Way Home, On My Way Home, Almost Home, I'm Home Now.
or the last one is like, or the second to the last one could be like, man, maybe this one should just be called like Me and My Homies because it's gonna have all of them in there.
That would be.
You know what's funny though is I'm actually not against the idea of the title being On My Way Home. I don't hate that for some reason.
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
It's not a bad one.
No, but with Across the Spider-Verse, it being a part 1, that was like a complete surprise. Like we knew that we were getting Into the Spider-Verse 2. We've known that since the first one came out. They've been working on a sequel. But when they dropped this thing yesterday, it was just out of nowhere. They were like, "Oh yeah, no, this is a part 1. We're doing a 2-parter with this." And
yeah, that definitely was a surprise.
I saw this post that was kind of funny that they're like, Kevin Feige must have really liked Into the Spider-Verse. And no, that's not because, No Way Home is Spider-Verse. That is because a majority of the people in Into the Spider-Verse have made their way into the MCU since then, like actor-wise. Like, the guy who played Prowler in Into the Spider-Verse, he's playing Blade in the MCU.
Oh, right.
The guy who played Miles' dad, he was in Eternals. I think his name was Fastos. Is that his name?
Fastos,
That was
yeah.
He played Miles' dad. Gwen, she plays Kate Bishop in Hawkeye, and there's some other ones too that I can't remember.
Oh, nice.
I think there's at least like 5 people.
See, Seth's information. I didn't even know. I didn't know that. And I think these will be bigger, even bigger than the first one, because I think the first one came out and it had its fans and everything. But again, I think it was one of those where people were like, oh, animated, yeah, it'll be all right. And I think it ended up being more well received than maybe they thought it would have been. Because I thought it was so good. And that's what I mean. Like now, I think fans are like, oh, definitely like watch that. If that comes in a theater or whatever, I'll go and see it straight away because I know what we're getting. I know we're going to get a good quality film. So, yeah, I'm well excited for that though. Definitely.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I was gonna say I can see up there that you're not too excited about this. Do you like the first one?
I don't mind. It's all right.
You're lagging.
It's okay. I don't mind.
God damn it! I knew I would be because I'm doing this.
It's okay.
Still left?
Yeah, a little bit. All right. Yeah, you are. Okay. I think you're good now. I think.
Let me guess. I'm better now, huh? Yeah, am I better now?
Yeah, your audio is
screen sharing.
Your audio is, yeah, and now your camera is too.
Goodness.
Yeah, you're fine now.
Okay, well, I am gonna have to screen share some of the stuff because I didn't set this up like I did last week. So, yeah, so I'm gonna have to screen share this stuff. Let's see here. Hold on. Oh man. Okay, first of all, Brendon Fraser, Batgirl, B-Day photo on set. So, we get to see a little glimpse into what Brendon Fraser's gonna look like a little bit in this movie. Obviously, they're not gonna show him as Firefly. That's his character's name, right, Seth?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, cool. Did it work? Am I laggy?
Yeah.
Am I good?
Your video's laggy, but I think your audio is fine.
All right, cool. Well, here, take a look while I have it up. Here you go. Brendon Fraser it was the first day of shooting on the Batgirl set, and it was also his birthday. So
nice.
That's
happy
awesome.
birthday, Brandon. So,
Legend.
all right, cool.
I'm excited for him to play Firefly. I'm curious to see how that turns out.
I think it's definitely going to be like. Sorry, go on.
I don't know how. Oh no, I was just saying, like I'm sure he's going to be great. But we've had discussions before. Like I just have to see how they do it. As long as they make it a convincing story, I'm down with it. I support Brandon. I'm sure he'll be great. So
I'm just glad J.K. Simmons is coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hello?
Seth?
What? I said I'm glad J.K. Simmons is coming back.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't catch that at first.
Are you are you delayed or something? Because you're like taking like 5 seconds to respond to what I'm saying.
No, am I responding correctly now?
Nope. It's still another like 3 seconds behind.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Then.
Not a great idea.
This is driving me crazy. Remember when we used to screen share all the time and it was no big deal?
Yep.
But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm just exiting out of it. There we go.
Let's all remain calm.
All right. Oh well. Batgirl first set photo. I'd show you the picture, but I can't screen share, so I can't show you the photo.
Is it the one with the logo? Was
yeah,
that one?
The purple logo. So that was nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad we got to see that. That's good.
I like that. That was really good.
Okay. Well, at least we can talk about Batgirl. You know, I have to bring it up. I have to show it.
All right. Well, this should be the last thing you screen share then. What else do we have? Oh, yeah, an entire trailer.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Things happen. These things happen. This is technology for you.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, it drives me crazy because it didn't used to do this. Like we never had this problem before, and then like a month ago it just started happening, and now it's just it won't stop. It won't stop causing me trouble. All right. Well, while I find this this infamous Batgirl photo, Seth, what are your thoughts about J.K. Simmons being in this? Are they going to do a multiverse sort of thing, or is this going to be in the same world as the Snyderverse that we were aware of?
I think it's just going to be the same universe. You know, I don't see why it would be a multiversal thing. The only way it is a multiverse thing is because we know Batman is going to be in this movie. If they end up bringing in Michael Keaton, then it'll be a multiverse thing. Which I like Michael Keaton, but I hope it isn't Michael Keaton because it should be Ben Affleck. I think everyone would kind of want Ben Affleck to be in this movie instead. You know, let Michael Keaton go do his Batman Beyond movie. Bring in Batman or Ben Affleck to do the Batgirl movie. Like, I think that would make the most sense.
Yeah, I concur. Let's see, we got a comment here. Favorite Brendon Fraser movies? Ooh, that's a good question. Ramon, what's your favorite Brendon Fraser movies?
I'd obviously say The Mummy because you know we discussed it before. I love The Mummy Part 1 and 2. You had a different name for it over here. It was called California Man. When he was the caveman.
Oh, Encino Man.
Right, yeah, it was called California Man over here. That's I love that film.
Yeah, it's a classic one.
And for now, sorry, and for more recent times,
go ahead.
Doom Patrol, because he's the fucking,
oh yeah.
Sorry about my language, but he's the boss.
Absolutely. Seth, what are your favorite Brendon Fraser movies?
I'm not sure what my favorite Brendon Fraser movies are. I haven't watched a lot of them. But if Ramon gets to say Doom Patrol, then I get to say Doom Patrol. Because that's like one of the few things I've seen that he's in. I know it's not a movie, but you know, I'll watch more. I've seen The Mummy before, but not.
I like Blast from the Past as well,
years.
even though it's silly. I still like it. I just like him. I just think he's a cool dude.
I'm gonna go with Bedazzled. Bedazzled was one of my favorite ones. With him.
One, yeah. He's just a very lovable guy, man. He really is.
That movie's just funny. So. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it. And Aaron is Encino Man, 90s classic. Yeah, that would be California Man, as Ramon would know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Encino is a small town in California, so I could get why they.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that film so much.
Yeah, it's so interesting the different names of movie titles. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles weren't Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for you guys, was it? It was Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, right?
Oh, Hero Turtles when it first came out. Yeah.
Yeah, because Ninja was too violent.
Yeah. It's bizarre, isn't it?
All right, let's see if we can share this real quick without blowing up the world.
It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. Go on. Chase your tail. Chase your tail. You can do it.
Yeah.
Was that logo, everybody?
Wait, you're telling me all of that was just to show that Batgirl? Was that it?
That was it.
Now I know.
That was it.
Now that's like a massive anticlimax. Now I know what women feel like when they sleep with me. No? I thought that was funny. Oh man!
And he quit. He quit.
I thought that was a good one.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to go without screen sharing for the rest of the show. I'm just got to go. I tried to do something different, and it was working at first, and I was really excited, but then it just did the same old, same old. So, yeah, I've just got to download each and every photo like I did last week. With that being said, so there you go. Batgirl first set photo. It was a nice purplish color score. I guess that's the color of her bat symbol, right? Is that
Yes, and
that
suit.
right? And suit. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I remember now. See, I keep
Actually,
getting
I think the bat logo is more yellow. Her suit is purple.
yeah,
Maybe I don't know if they'll do that in the movie, but in the
I keep
comics.
getting her
Sorry,
confused
I forgot.
with other Bat family people. Okay. Now I lost my mouse. There we go. All right, there is a new Batman audio series to continue the animated series with original cast. So, is this going to be like it says an audio series? Is this like on Spotify or something like that?
They might just put it on HBO Max. There's another Batman audio series on there already. So
But when it says audio series, like what are you watching when you press play on that?
they probably just put a picture on the screen.
Oh, okay.
It's like a podcast. Like,
Okay.
you know, you just
So-
listen to it.
And they're going to do that with the original cast and have it in the same continuity as the Batman and original animated series.
Yeah,
Nice. That's cool. That's so Mark Hamill's coming back for that too?
I would assume so. Yeah, I'm excited though. I'm curious. I want to watch the other one, the other not animated, the other audio series that they have on HBO Max already. I think Jeffrey Wright plays Batman in that, or he voices Batman, and that's cool to me.
Jeffrey Wright. Who is that again?
He's Gordon in
That's what I
The
thought.
Batman.
Okay, I want to make sure I was right. Yeah,
He's also
okay.
the Watcher in What If.
So wait, so he's playing Batman in that animated series?
In another audio series that they have, yeah. He voices Batman.
Okay. All right. I don't know if I want to go down that route. I was just thinking like, the dude from Family Guy had to quit playing Cleveland because he was a white guy playing a black guy on the TV show. So like, I don't know. I'm not going to go down that road. All right, cool. That sounds fun.
With the audio stuff, I know this again, it's only because you're talking about it being an audio thing, and there's not many of those that I would listen to or watch, but I'll definitely check that out. And like jumping on from that, there's actually a channel on YouTube, and this again is a bit off subject, but I just wanted to mention it. There's a channel on YouTube called Alien Theory, and if you're into the Alien series, like the originals with Sigourney Weaver, the sequel and stuff like that, there's a guy who's got a channel completely dedicated to that franchise universe and everything else. But he basically does a lot of backstories and reading the books and stuff like that. And if you're into Aliens, like the second movie, I'm sorry, I just wanted to bring this up, man, but there's a book that come out before the second movie. So if you don't read the books, you wouldn't know, but he's done a read along of the story of all the soldiers in the second movie. And again, it's like an audio thing like that. And it's bloody amazing. It is so good. So if you're into Alien and that sort of stuff, Alien Theory on YouTube is the guy. He's awesome.
That's awesome.
So
yeah,
man.
I appreciate you sharing that because like at work, sometimes when I'm working by myself or just there's a lot of times that I work by myself. I don't listen to music. I listen to podcasts.
Stuff. Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind popping in something like this. Yeah.
There's one because I love the Aliens. I think Aliens is one of the greatest sci-fi movies ever. I just love that film, and I've always wondered, just as a nerdy fan, who these characters were before they went on this mission with Ripley and all this sort of stuff. And there's a book, and he tells the story about the soldiers on their first mission on this other planet and this other incident, and then it's just so good, man. But it's because you mentioned the audio things, it made me think of it. So, but yeah, it's worth checking out, man.
Yeah, I never thought about. I didn't think about that in that light until just now. But yeah, the fact that I could just listen to it like a podcast and it'd be continue. a continuation of the animated series and also be designed to be an audio file. So like, you won't hear a whole bunch of stuff and not know what's going on. They're probably going to just be very descriptive of setting up the scene for you.
Well,
That's awesome.
I was going to say, what we're going to do, like we'll talk about, I mentioned this the other day to Stevie, is that hopefully at some point we'll be able to set this up as a podcast as well, because I've got all this new software and stuff that will be able to convert this and all of the gaps and everything and make it into a really, really rapid fire podcast. So this show, hopefully we'll be able to make this into a podcast as well and get it on platforms, because I think it's just another angle for when people are at work. If you can't watch all this at the weekend and stuff like that as well, like you just said, when you're at work, people it's just something to do, isn't it? You've got it on when you're working and you're here and you're listening to stuff. It's what people do, and I think millions of people listen to podcasts, millions. So
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's definitely something we would need to chat about for sure.
Yeah,
and get that out appropriately. So, and then people can listen to us all day. Yay!
That's what I mean, man. It'd be cool.
All right. So this next one, I'm gonna Ramon. This one's for you, buddy. Okay. This is the I put this in here.
I hate you.
I put this in here
to
today
the core. To my core. If I could pull out my heart, my beating heart, and crush it with my own hand and just look at you in the eyes, I would do it.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre Tease and continuity announcement. Now I'm going to try to screen share again because I do have this as a actual photo. So hopefully it doesn't come up. But now the trailer is up. Have you guys watched the trailer for this?
Yes.
I actually haven't.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
No, I forgot.
So they are going the route of they're following into this algorithm, that Halloween this is going to be 50 years after the original movie, retconning all other movies, and this one will take place 50 years after the original and be a direct sequel. Ramon, how excited are you for this?
I can't wait. My most anticipated movie of next year.
Oh, even more so than the Munsters? Nice.
No, the Munsters, that's going to change things. I've already told you that. Munsters is going to come out, and that's going to sort of change the dynamic in which movies have been made. If you look back through the history of cinema, you're going to have such classics as Casablanca, Gone with the Wind.
Here we go. No,
I'm being deadly serious, and I believe that this will make people sit up and think, Rob Zombie. And I think people will really take note of the direction and angle that he's going with.
I don't know how to deal with you sometimes, man. I don't know how to deal with you. Oh, hold on. Shit. God. Dude, this is a shit show today.
Right. So, all right, being serious.
No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do these like 5 other things right now, and I'm getting a little discombobulated. So please continue. Please continue about how much you hate this.
No, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've done a reaction to the trailer just now, and I'm like that with it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it because I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think the original is gold. It's just gold dust when it comes to like setting up the tone of slasher horror and everything throughout history. It's just like one of the greatest movies if you're into that gore kind of horror. The second movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, is 1985 or 86, starring Bill Moseley, who's also in House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, Free from Hell. He's fantastic in the second one, who plays Chop Top. Then I'd say the rest of them are trash, with the exception of the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was out in 2003 with Jessica Biel. Was it, you said?
Biel. Yep.
Yeah, Jessica Biel and Eric Balfour, who I love as well. But it's again, that remake is still nowhere near as good as the original. This one, I kind of think they should be left alone. I know they're saying this is a direct sequel to the original, but every one of them that's come out, and there's been about 6 or 7, every one that's come out, they've gone, this is the direct original to the sequel, the sequel to the original. So I'm going in it with open eyes, but I'm not like, and the problem already that with that trailer, I'm sorry to be horrible, but the problem I've got with that trailer already is that when you have a movie like Freddy, Jason, and all of these kind of characters, iconic characters, the magic of it is not to give everything away.
Yeah.
With this, you go straight away, here's the chainsaw. Straight away, here's Leatherface. Straight away, here's all the kit. And it's like, well, where's the suspense? Where's the magic? Like, that's what made Leatherface so terrifying. He was in the first movie for like 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes of footage of him. And he's an iconic character from that. Michael Myers, Halloween. He's barely in it. Do you know what I mean? He's barely in the original movie. So that is the suspense. And I think when they go charging in, oh yeah, look, here he is straight away. Really, it kind of loses the magic. But that's just what I've got from watching that. That's me being critical, but I'm still going to watch it, and I just hope that it's good. It's just that I've got my hopes up so many times with this franchise that there's been movies that come out and you're just like, what is this? So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I've heard a couple things about this movie that, you know, like where now listen, I'm going to be the first one to admit I don't know the Leatherface franchise very well, so I don't really know the story all too much. Isn't there like a scream queen, almost like that Laurie Strode character in the first movie?
Yeah, but it kind of jumps around to different places. Like the second movie is a completely different.
Well, just in that first movie, is there like a Laurie Strode type of character?
Oh, sorry, the main girl, that follows around. It's more like
because apparently he's lived with her for 50 years in this movie. That's what's going on. Like, and he hasn't been killing anybody. And yeah, and
then there you go, automatically. No, mate. Automatically. If that's true, I think you're winding me up. But if that's true, automatically.
I'm just repeating what I've read.
No, if that's true, automatically.
It was in the article that I can't
the writers, the screenplay, and the cast should all be thrown in a meat grinder. If that's true. If that's true, that I think you're winding me up, because if that's that's really bad. That's like saying Michael Myers' next movie's come out. But in between the first movie and this brand new Halloween movie, he opened up a car lot and he's been selling cars. And the only reason he went mad is because his Coca-Cola machine broke. I mean, come on. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, I'm just telling you what was leaked out as a synopsis, but yeah.
If that's what it really is, then you've just secured that it's going to be a bad, that's going to be a bad film, if that's the case.
Well, I think it is kind of weird that they are going the same route. I was really excited because I thought it was going to be a direct sequel to the first one and also be held in like 1974.
Oh, see, look,
that's what I
I'm
thought
not
was
even
happening.
being funny. You've just said you're not even like, you don't follow. Look how simple that is. You've just said that as a dude thinking of horror movies. You've just gone, all you've got to do, 1974 or it's 75, it's next year. There's a load of kids that go camping. Oh, look, there's a house. It's a horror film. That's all you've got to do. Right. It's not hard. It just isn't that hard. It's not hard to make horror fans happy.
Right.
It really ain't.
So I was a little shocked to learn that this is gonna be in modern times, and he's been just hanging out for 50 years.
So it's gonna start off and it's gonna have a dude come along and he's gonna be like a jock guy, and then he's gonna have like Drake on his headphones. Then there's gonna be a girl coming, hey sweetheart, yeah. Then she's gonna come along and then, oh, what's that house over there? Then they're gonna go over there. Oh, burn it, just throw it away, put it in the bin.
Well, Leatherface has been someone who's been promoting PETA for years. He no longer advocates leather, wearing leather. It all has to be.
That's what I said at the end of the trailer. At the end of the trailer, it shows him picking up like a mask, and it's obviously the skin of someone, and he goes to put it on. And all I said at the end of the trailer was like, he's trying to be safe because of the pandemic. Wear a mask. See? He's thinking about people.
Man, I'm tired of these movies and their political agendas. Damn it.
he's I don't know. Like I think you just nailed it though. Genuinely, I think you just nailed it. Horror fans don't ask for a lot. Like Scream's coming out again. I'm excited to see Scream, but I'm not expecting miracles. And really, again, all fans want is a group of kids that are going to university or college. Something happens, that story comes back up, and loads of people get hit. That's all you need to do. You don't need to have this complex, difficult story with horror. You just need to have the basics. I'll be right back, or I'm just going to go and get a drink. Like That's all we want to watch. Like, that's it. You don't need to try and, I don't know. I'm now you've said that, I'm a bit more like, I don't know if that'll be any good, but again, maybe a pleasant surprise, and it might end up.
Well, the little bit of faith that I had was that Fede Alvarez was behind production of it, you know, and he did but then I thought he was directing it, and come to find out he's not. A guy named David Blue Garcia is directing it. Fede is in the producers or producer chair.
Right, but he wrote the story too.
Oh, did he? Well, good. That gives me a little bit more faith. Thank you for confirming that. That's good. That gives me a little bit more faith because Fede, I like his vision. I don't know. It being 50 years apart. Okay, let's see if that's just going to be a thing. I mean, all right, let's just do it.
Do you know what you just said now? And that it's just making me think of the idea you just said. And I said in the sequel, you've got Bill Moseley, who's Chop Top, and he's like this deformed dude with like a metal plate in his head. He's absolutely crazy, and you've got Leatherface as well. Realistically, it's the same thing. All you got to do is bring back Leatherface, get Chop Top Moseley in the sequel, and have a house. Kids break down. That same sort of cliche of horror. That's all you need to do, and it will be a good film. That's all you need to do. But I don't, like you've just said, they won't do that, and it will just be. I don't have much hopes for it now. I really don't. I'm kind of.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, you didn't have much hopes for it.
No, no, but I was more interested. I thought you've got to try and keep that. Maybe it will be okay. You've got to, but once you've just said that.
Yeah. Well, let's hope for the best, man. We could be.
It might be. It might be. Yep, it might be very good.
Okay, well, something that I'm not looking forward to. This is an announcement that was made that I was just like, no, unless it's a comedy. No, please don't be true. Nicolas Cage will be playing Dracula in new Renfield movie.
This is a strange one, isn't it?
Of a bitch. No, like I'm not. Listen, Nicolas Cage needs to stay away from Dracula. He needs to stay away from Dracula. I don't see this happening. He was a terrible ghostwriter. He's not great in like 80% of his movies. 20% of them he's fantastic in. You know, I am not the biggest Nicolas Cage fan. But Seth, is this the Dracula movie that we were supposed to get from Universal from like Lion Winnell?
No, this is not a Dracula movie. This is a Renfield movie.
Okay, so this is not going to be in the Munsters then that they were trying to create at Universal?
It might be. They're not really. I think that universe is kind of dead now. Like I don't think they're building a universe anymore.
That is a good one.
Thank you. I'm here all week. Try the video.
That was a good one. That's a good one.
No, but I don't think they're really trying to build that universe more. So whenever they do make an actual Dracula movie, I don't think it will be Nicolas Cage. I think they're gonna do their own spin on that.
Yes, Aaron White, Dracula turned 90 in February. Yes, this year I did a review of the Bela Lugosi Dracula movie for its 90th anniversary. And
couldn't
Boris Karloff.
10 more years.
No, I didn't want to wait 10 more years for the 100. I'll do another one for the 100. And Boris Karloff's Frankenstein also turned 90 in November.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I didn't know that. Wow. So they came out the same year? Really?
That's very crazy.
I didn't know they came out the same year.
I didn't either. That's cool.
I don't know. I want to fact check that, Aaron. Even though I trust you. You're typically right, but I just remember Bela Lugosi got so famous after Dracula that he ended up turning down the Frankenstein role, saying it was too monstery and not enough elegance or whatever. I just didn't know that they were shooting those back to back because he wouldn't have been quite as famous yet. Anyway, I don't know. I'm probably wrong because have faith in Aaron White.
They were the same year. Wow.
Were they?
Yeah. I'm looking on IMDb, both 1931.
All right. Well, Aaron, you got me on that one, buddy.
It's even insane, though. I know, like, we're sitting here talking about older movies and we know they're old, but it is quite insane to think it's 90 years ago. It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Almost 100. Jeez, that is nuts. But but now we're going to taint the genre by putting Nicolas Cage into this thing. So Renfield. This is a Renfield movie. Now, Seth, do you know who Renfield is?
Yeah, vaguely. I know he's like involved with the Dracula character, but I don't know much about him.
Yeah, Renfield was he was the guy that was stuck in jail. He was Dracula's servant. And he would eat spiders and all this stuff. Kind of had a consciousness to him a little bit more than just like sucking blood of the dead. But he's had a couple of different iterations. Like I think in the original Dracula movie, Renfield was the guy who was helping Dracula sell his property. But in the Keanu Reeves one, he was
that was what's it called? Played him, who I love. Oh, what is his name?
Which one?
The Bram Stoker's one.
Oh,
singer.
The one in the 90s?
Yeah. It was the singer, wasn't it? Not Tom Petty. Tom.
I don't know.
I love him to bits. I think he's a legend. I love that dude.
I don't think I ever knew who that was.
Yeah, it's the singer.
Seth, can you look that up? Cast of Bram Stoker's Dracula, 1992 or 3 or 4 or something like that.
Tom Waits.
That's the guy. I love that dude. That dude's a legend.
Nice. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah.
And like I love the Renfield character, and I was actually very upset of how much he was benched in the 90s movie. You know, his character was kind of like on the back burner, like, oh, here's Renfield, and then they move on. So Renfield is in the original Dracula movie. Renfield was the person helping Dracula sell his property and move all of his stuff into his new house, and he ended up getting not turned, but like half bitten by Dracula, where he's still kind of human, but still desires blood. And anyway, so I guess they're making a whole movie based on Renfield. What do you think about that, Ramon? Like this, what do you think? What comes to your brain when you hear they're making a Renfield movie and Nicolas Cage's Dracula? What does a Renfield movie mean?
That's difficult, isn't it? Really,
it is.
I think in general, similar to yourself, I don't dislike Cage as much as you, because I think off the top of my head, I go movies I love of his: City of Angels, Raising Arizona,
yep.
the one on the plane. Oh,
Con Air.
Yeah, that one. There's certain movies of The Rock. There's certain movies of his that you go, he's a brilliant. Like I would consider him to be a great actor. If you'd have just watched those movies, like the first couple, you'd go, you know what, this dude's amazing. Yeah. But he's done a lot of really, really bad movies. Now with this, it's either going to be absolutely, you don't know. That's the problem. You don't know. This will either come out and be an absolute brilliant film, or more than likely, it's going to be him being him, Dracula, over the top, Nicolas Cage.
I'm Dracula.
And you'd be like, this is really, really bad. So I don't know. I really don't. I wouldn't have I'd put him in a lot of crazy roles. He would be good. I'll tell you what he would be good in. He would be good in playing a movie if there was like a serial killer movie and he was like someone like Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs, because he can do the serious and be whatever, but you can tell he's got that quirky, eerie thing about him, Nicolas Cage. And he can go to the dark side in a character. But with something like this, like you say, I think it's going to just... And with like what Seth said with the whole Munsters thing, even though it's probably not linked to them, but like when you think Tom Cruise, The Mummy, all the Wolf Man that came out with Benicio del Toro, like Tom Cruise makes great, just action movies. He makes all round. You watch him, you know what you're going to get. Benicio del Toro is an amazing actor.
Yeah,
but that movie was terrible. Like that.
You're speaking to you're preaching to the wrong choir, man. Because like I loved Wolfman with Benicio del Toro.
Really?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Oh no, but I love the characters. Like I love the old one with the dude who was in Oliver Twist with Reed. What's his name? Oliver Reed was in like the really, really old Wolfman. Like I love all of those old ones, but for some reason they've never quite got it right. in modern times. They've
Yeah.
never quite got the.
Well, Benicio del Toro's wasn't in modern times. You know, they went
No,
back
I
to
mean,
old
no, I
London
mean,
for that one.
what I mean is in modern. Like, sorry, I meant my bad. I meant
I see what you mean now.
modern cinema, because Dracula really should still be sort of an iconic character in terms of that should be a big cinema pull still, because it's such a great character. But for some reason, like the last ones I can remember that I would sit down and watch and go, oh, I still love it. It's not really Dracula Vampires. It's like the Lost Boys. That was the 80s.
Yeah.
What's the Tom Cruise one? Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Blade was probably the last one I would consider as a good
Blade was
vampire
the
movie.
beginning of the end. And the
yeah, I've not seen one in a long
The reason
time.
why I say it was the beginning of the end is because after Blade, every Dracula, Wolfman, whatever movie for the next 10 years, they all were ninjas and were leather.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think what ended that fad was that I Frankenstein with what's his name?
Again, yeah, see, even him who was in The Dark Knight as Harvey Two-Face, he's such a good actor.
Yeah.
When you put that on paper, you go him in a Frankenstein movie, you should go, well, that should work. That should be brilliant. But it just doesn't work. Robert De Niro as well in the one with Kenneth Branagh. Like they're okay.
Weird.
Like, yeah, like I did when I say about Wolfman, like I didn't watch it and go, oh, I hated it, but like it's not what it should be. Like it's not as great as it should be. Like these are iconic characters. Like even all the kids should be like, oh my god, like, but they're not interested. They don't care about Dracula. They don't care about Frankenstein. And really the characters are so good. There was one as well with it was Dr. X, Professor X, with him and Harry Potter. Do you remember there was another one?
Ian McKellen?
No, Baldy.
Oh.
Yeah,
sorry.
there was one. There was one with
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, but the younger McCoy, McAvoy.
James
Yeah,
McAvoy,
yeah, there was one with him and Harry Potter that was Frankenstein, and that one.
I remember seeing the trailer for that.
And again, you look at those two. McAvoy's he's a blimmin' good actor, and it's like still doesn't work. So I don't know whether they've not. I think maybe they've gone too much on the light action CGI, teeny bop kind of version of it. I think it needs to go to a darker place and be a proper horror movie again, like a proper scary. I don't know you'd have in it. Someone like the geezer in No Country for Old Men, Javier Bardem. You know what I mean, don't you? He was in James Bond.
I know
you need like someone like that, a Spanish actor or someone like that's going to be like a made in the sense of like how Logan was made, like a really serious dark.
Is that Daniel Day-Lewis? Is that who was in it?
No, it was oh, I forgot now. But yeah, I don't know. It's a shame because again, they're like cinematic horror characters, and I think it's a very difficult. Whoever you have, you could have Leonardo DiCaprio in a Dracula movie and it wouldn't work.
Well, but what about Nicolas Cage? So Nicolas Cage being in it is definitely a big automatic question.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry to off white. It's just because I love I love all of that, and it's hard, isn't it?
But what is a Renfield movie? That's what I'm really curious about.
I don't know.
That could work. I mean, like when they said they were going to make a Gotham series, and you're like, oh, you're going to make Gotham, but take Batman out of it. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what this kind of is. It seems like to me that Dracula is going to be a background character to whatever.
It might work like that in that sense, yeah.
I don't know. Well, unless they, God, I hope they don't go back to like.
You can imagine.
I don't want Renfield. I don't want Renfield to be one of those characters that like, I'm here to kill Draculas, and like he's like all of a sudden just like another ninja type of guy who can defeat everyone, just like the doctor. Who's the scientist in Dracula?
Oh,
I would know this any other time. I just thought of it too quick. But God, what is the scientist's name in the Dracula movie? Church time.
Yeah.
Our conversation got so deep about Dracula. We sent Aaron to church. All right, buddy, take it easy, Ben. Oh my God, the scientist, the doctor. What is his freaking name?
Dr. Bob.
No.
Henry.
No, there's a whole movie about him where Hugh Jackman played him as a character.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it.
Anyway, that doctor in that original Dracula movie was great because he was a scientist and he defeated Dracula via science. But now you got these new movies where like all of a sudden he's not just a scientist, but he's also a world-renowned vampire hunter. You know, like I don't want to go that route with these people. I like their humble roles. You know, I like them being in the smaller areas of these movies and staying in that. But when they become all major, you know, the best gunslinger in the world, and I can take out a vampire from a mile away. Like, okay, here we go.
But that's what I was trying to say just now with regard to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You haven't got to. It's not got to be brain science. You've just got to keep it like the original, what it is kind of thing. But I think it's very difficult. But Renfield movie, like you say, it could work. But I've still got that feeling, like you just said. You'll watch the first half hour and be like, wow, you know what? This is really good. The tone's great, music, the costumes, everything's great. Then you turn up at the house, and then he opens up the door with like slick black, like grey hair going back or something, and come in, and you're gonna be like, oh no, this is so bad. I've just got a feeling that that's what's gonna happen, but. It may not. It may not.
I don't know.
It's again, it's 50-50. It's either going to be brilliant or it's going to be really, really bad.
You know, Van Helsing. That's the scientist's name I was thinking of.
Oh,
Dr. Van
cool.
Helsing.
Yeah.
You know what were we gonna say, Seth?
This isn't necessarily involving Dracula, but it is involving Nicolas Cage directly. You guys were talking about like, oh, you know, you don't really like Nicolas Cage movies, and you know, I don't really have a say. I haven't watched too many, but there's one coming out next year that I'm actually excited for, just because of how stupid it sounds. I'm going to read the description here of what it is. A cash-strapped Nicolas Cage agrees to make a paid appearance at a billionaire superfan's birthday party, but is really an informant for the CIA, since the billionaire fan is a drug kingpin who gets cast in a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Is this going to be like a being John Malkovich sort of thing?
Probably. It's
like
called.
They're breaking down the fourth wall a little bit.
Yeah, it's called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Why the hell why is it starring Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage is playing himself, and the billionaire drug kingpin is being played by Pedro Pascal.
I blame Dan Aykroyd for this one.
Yeah, you know, but he's one of those actors. Yeah, in my lifetime, I would say I don't know whether he's a genius or a really bad actor. I don't know the difference. Like, I can't tell with him. That's what I'm saying, because you watch him in some movies. And I mean it as no disrespect. I actually like him as a person. I love Nick. He's such a cool dude.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if he's a great actor or just someone that just does anything and whatever, and some come off, some
sometimes
don't.
It sticks,
yeah,
sometimes
I don't
it doesn't.
know. I really don't know, because that's what I mean. You see certain movies and you just go, this dude's really good. And then you watch another 5 of them and you're like, I don't know what this is about. Like, what is going on here?
Are there any Nick Cage movies where it is really good except for certain parts? My prime example is Kick-Ass.
I really like that, you know.
I love Kick-Ass.
I think
I think Nicolas Cage in Kick-Ass is awesome, except when he's on fire and trying to give directions. Then that's the other side of Nick Cage. You're like, oh, that's where it gets weird. He's like, now take the gun. And you're like, dude, stop. Why are you talking like that? I understand you're on fire, but it's just way over the top sometimes.
I forgot about that, but that's what I mean. Even when that come out, and he was kind of like a Batman kind of character, weren't he, in it, like with his daughter and Chloe Grace Moretz. And even that's what I'm saying. He'll turn up in a movie like that, and you'll go to the theater and you go, oh, damn it, man, Nicolas Cage is in it. And you go, that was a really good performance. And you think that was a really good film. And I'm like, great. Does this mean the next, you know what I mean? He's going to be doing more movies. And then they'll release something like, I don't know, the 10 Guns of Columbia, and he'll go in and do some movie where it's like, what is this? Like
10 Guns of Columbia.
Yeah, I'm kind of making it, but you know what I mean with him.
I love it when you make shit up, because you're pretty good at it. So
yeah, he'll come out with something, and you'll be like, dude, I just watched you in Kick-Ass. You was really good in it. What is going on? Like, I don't get it. He's one of those I will never ever get. I really won't. But
Well, Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is like he had no business in that role. No business at all.
But he's
playing
done
Ghost Rider.
again. Like he done a good movie this year called Pig. If you've not seen that, watch it. It's a good movie. Really good movie. It's a bit more serious. That's what I mean. He'll do a movie, and I'm like, I'll watch that, and I'm like,
Well, wasn't there a big one that came out this year? Also, it was like something about multiple colors or whatever.
yeah, Colors of Space. That was a good movie.
Yeah,
as well.
that one. Okay, yeah, I hear that was really well.
Colors of Space, Mandy, and Pig. Those 3 films he's done over the last like 2 years, and I've like watched all of them. They're not. You wouldn't watch them and go, they're brilliant films, but you watch them and go, you know what, man, that was all right. That was a pretty good film. But you watch them and you think, yeah, man, maybe he's getting back on his game. But then you go and do Willy's Wonderland, and I'm like, what the heck is this, bro? Like, that's Nick. Yeah, I think you're right. Throw it, and sometimes it sticks. I don't know.
Yeah. So okay, cool. Well, at least it's not the Dracula movie that I thought we were getting. That one that's been like they were talking about where it's going to be a modern story of Dracula. Like he's going to be some like weird guy who's killing people in his basement. So like, okay, I thought that was what this was. So I'm glad that's not. All right, moving on past Nicolas Cage.
But love to Nicolas Cage. We do love Nicolas Cage, but I just wish he would stick to a more serious tone because he's
a love-hate thing.
Yeah.
All right, so I know. Okay, for coming up next in Ramon's most anticipated movie of the year for next year,
the Munsters.
Rob Zombie announces new character for the Munsters. He announces a new character. This character never existed before, and this is going to be the Munsters' butler, Igor. The only time Igor was ever actually announced or named in the original TV series was the name of Grandpa's pet bat. But yeah, what do you think, man? That just blow your freaking mind?
He's basically taken Igor from Frankenstein and flipped it into the. So this is what I'm trying to say to you about cinema, bro. He's trying to change the direction and dynamic of films and how they're being made. Genius.
Seth?
I'm being an idiot. I'm sorry. No, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be good.
Seth, do you care?
No.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and hate on the Munsters. I don't hate the Munsters. I've never seen it, so I can't really hate it. I just cool. I guess I didn't know this was a new character until just now. Actually,
it's a brand new character, never existed before. I'm excited for it. You guys know that. It's just me trying to have faith. It's the same faith that I have or had in Jared Leto as the Joker. When I'm like, he's a good actor, it's gonna be good. I swear to God, it's gonna be good. I swear to God, it's gonna be like. But I still had that like deep seated like, ooh, this might not be good. Like in the back of my mind. That's where I'm at with that. Well, and speaking of that, I didn't mean for that to be a segue, but this would be a good segue. Ridley Scott defends Jared Leto's performance in Gucci because the Gucci family has come out and said this movie doesn't depict us very well. The director of an original movie about the Gucci family came out and said Jared Leto's performance seems like he's on Saturday Night Live, which brings me to my point. Jared Leto has not once, but multiple times has been brought up as a questionable or divisive actor. He did it with the Joker. People loved him, or people mostly hated him, and a very few loved him. And then you got people on the fence like me. I'm like, oh, I could see where he was going. It didn't fit into the movie, but maybe there's a cutting room floor that can explain that.
That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, but then he comes out and does this Gucci, and it's kind of the same thing. People are like, no, his acting is way over the top. What is he doing? Is Jared Leto becoming dangerously close into falling into that Nicolas Cage atmosphere?
I don't think he's quite there yet, but yeah, he maybe have to be a bit more careful with the roles that he takes. Because I've not seen it, so I can't comment on. It doesn't really appeal to me as a movie. So with Ridley Scott, it's more. I'll get back to Jared Leto, but with Ridley Scott, I don't think he's done a decent movie since Gladiator. I don't think he's done a good project. But in my opinion, like I loved Ridley Scott. He's done some phenomenal work, but I've not seen a project of his where I've gone, wow, he's renowned like Scorsese to go, that's the guy who makes great movies. And I've not seen a great movie from him in a long time. With regard to Jared Leto, I don't know, mate. Like, I can't comment because I haven't seen it, but I know where you're saying, because he does do movie roles where it's very eccentric and out, like over the top and out of place in some of the movies. It's like no one else acts like that.
Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah, like no, yeah.
Which he won an Oscar for, didn't he?
Yeah,
didn't he win an Oscar for that role?
But again, he's another one. You watch him in a movie, some movies, and you go, "This dude's like he's incredible." But then, like that, the Gucci or the Joker. So I don't know. Maybe he is kind of.
Yeah, he might. It might go down that route with him. Like the Requiem for a Dream is one phenomenal, amazing movie starring Jared Leto.
It's a sickening movie. It's to watch. It'll make you feel sick. But the performance is.
Yeah, the performances from all actors, even the low key ones like Jennifer Connelly, like they're just so stellar.
Yeah.
But then he also comes out with Girl Interrupted, where he played the boyfriend of Winona Ryder, and like his role was like so like blah. It brought nothing. He just like insert basic male character here, you know, like, and that's what he was.
It's weird as well, though. That's what I mean. You say like with the Joker, it's weird. This is what I'm saying. You got the same actor. Suicide Squad 2016 was just not good. We wanted it to be good, but it just didn't. He didn't fit in that movie for some. It just didn't work. But then you watch him in the end of the Zack Snyder's Justice League, then the scene between him and Affleck at the very end, you go, well, hang on a minute, I'd love to see more of those two.
Well,
but I would, man. Like I would love to see Justice League 2 with those lot on a mission together and them as a group, because he would wind up Batman, and you could see how dark it would get. Like, it's the same actor playing the same character, so how can they be so contrasting? I'm like that with it. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
What's your thoughts on this, Seth? I know you haven't seen Gucci. I don't think any of us have. But just basically on the concept that Jared Leto has once again brought up another divisive role.
I mean, you mentioned earlier how he could be like falling into that Nicolas Cage category. I can see it.
Yeah.
You know, like I can see that because, you know, people always say like, oh, but he's an Oscar-winning actor, you know, and he's got all these incredible performances. And it's like, yeah, well, most of those incredible performances are from like 10 years ago. And I don't hear anyone talk about a great performance from Jared Leto within the last like 10 years. Like, but not many people are praising his Joker. I don't see anybody praising
Gucci. But Seth, you're wrong, because he did win an Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club, and that wasn't too long ago.
That was within 10 years. When was that?
That was like, I know it's not
2013. 8 years. Okay.
It's still it's still a fair point, though. I see where it's coming from, because it's true. It's like he's one of those that's got that name, and he's got that label like DiCaprio, like the guy. He's the guy. He's got that kind of a status name, and you watch a movie and you go,
well, that's, you know what? You know who else falls into this category? And I think this might go more into not necessarily an actor's capabilities or anything like this, but more like somebody who accidentally slips into A-star, realm, like an A-lister is what I'm trying to say. Johnny Depp. Now, Johnny Depp was really did really good in 21 Jump Street. Edward Scissorhands kind of gave him a lot of notoriety, but he kind of stayed back in that quiet realm. Edward Scissorhands, he did Dead Men, he did Ed Wood, he did Ed Wood, he did Sleepy Hollow, but none of them were blockbusters.
And they're, to me, but they're his best work.
Yeah, and Benny and June, and
that film is incredible. That's his best work.
And that's where his wheelhouse is. Now, this is what I mean by actors that accidentally slip into A-lister status. Then Johnny Depp came out with Pirates of the Caribbean, and boom.
And I don't like that at all.
I
watch them, but I'm not like, I don't watch them movies and go, they're the best films like ever. Like, they're just okay, and they're nowhere near. If you was to pick and you go, right, you can watch Pirates of the Caribbean or Edward Scissorhands, I'd pick Edward Scissorhands or Edward, like every day of the week. Every day of the week. But
well, I do like Pirates of the Caribbean, but and I love his Jack Sparrow, but like that's what I'm talking about. Like that role got him into A-lister, and he's had some good hits off of that A-lister thing. You know, he did a couple really good movies, but for the most part, he's always been trying to like reach that status again. You know, it's never quite reached Jack Sparrow status for him. You know, and I think maybe Jared Leto might be into that category. So Nicolas Cage, you know,
I think what it is, I think those actors, it's not in a bad way, but I don't think they're made for mainstream such.
right?
Like, I mean, like mainstream, when you go, Edward Scissorhands weren't really a global block. It's, you know what I mean? It ain't a summer blockbuster that's going to make 800 million, but then the fans that watch it will be like a cult following of a fan base. Like Edward Scissorhands is like a classic, but he's great at that sort of. They're more. You can't even call them indie movies, but they're like the tier just above the top. You know, the Man of Steel movies. They're the ones just below. But when they do them sort of movies, they're phenomenal in them films. And I'd rather see Johnny Depp in more roles like that, because that's what he's great at. You know, the more down to earth and like, I don't know,
the more humble roles.
Yeah. Like again, like Edward Scissorhands, come off it, man. You're making a film about a dude who's got hands that are made of scissors. How stupid is that? It's stupid.
Freddy Krueger.
But but the glove. But you know what I mean? It's such a silly idea. A dude makes crazy scientist in a castle makes a hand with scissors, and it was a wonderful movie. And what was the other one you said just now? Benny and Joan. Oh
yeah, Benny and
that's
Joan.
A great film.
Yep. That's actually, I used to have a dog.
How about that, man.
So Ramon, I don't know if you know, but I have a pig. I own a pig. Lives in my backyard.
What?
Yeah. And I had a dog that we had to put down last year, but their names were Benny and June.
Awesome. Is it Marissa Tomei who's in that? I can't remember. Yeah, it is her, isn't it? Yeah. Really good movie, that.
No, that's not who that is. She in that?
I'm sure it was her. It's either her or the mum who's in Spider-Man.
As who? That is also Marissa Tomei. You're talking about the same person.
It's not her in Benny and June, is it? Do you know what I'm thinking of? I've got Benny and June mixed up with. Benny and June, I've got mixed up with a movie called Untamed Heart with Christian Slater, and it was a similar sort of thing, like a kind of a love story, you know, but just kind of down to earth, like you said. He's another one, Christian Slater, who's done some great movies and done some absolute terrible films.
Dude, no, Ramon. Let's say this correctly. He didn't do some absolute terrible films. He is responsible for the lowest grossing movie ever. Ever.
Oh, wait. I've got to try and think now. I don't know what that would be.
I don't remember the name of it, but I do remember opening weekend, $24.
Oh, that's like 2 tickets.
Yeah.
And that was his sister and his aunt.
Right. It was.
He's done some really, really good over the years. He's done some really good movies. It's a bizarre one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because he was on his way to being like, you know, a great actor. He's been a Broken Arrow. You know, he did great in that movie. Interview with the Vampire. You know, he was so good.
Yeah.
You know, but and he's not bad. Weird. Like, I've seen him in newer stuff now. He's not bad. He's just choosing shitty roles.
Yeah.
All right, so Jared Leto, man, buddy, just stick to the smaller films, I think, which makes me more concerned about Morpheus or Morbius or whatever.
You know, I want to throw one more thing out here before we move on. Just what's Ridley Scott's problem recently? Because he's like in the media and he's all just like, because he's had 2 movies released in the span of a month. He had this one, and last month he had The Last Duel, which is like a medieval movie. He had both of those released, and neither of these movies are getting good reviews at all. And he's like, oh, it's millennials. He's like, millennials don't understand true cinema. And it's like, maybe your movies just suck. You know, maybe they're just bad.
I've got 2 takes on Ridley Scott. Yeah, I can understand where he's coming from, because like that same thing of like, if you go to the cinema, like he's classed as millennials, and the kids and stuff don't have the attention span to watch something that's slow paced, but at the same time, if you make a statement like that, you've got to back it with a movie like Gladiator. You've got to back it with a movie like Alien. And then if he just released that,
Right.
I would support what he's saying. But he's releasing bad films. I watched The Last Duel. It's not a good movie. They're not good films. So
Yeah, like for
makes
example,
sense.
a little parallel that I can find here is Martin Scorsese. Now, Seth, you have to remember that these people are in their elder years. Riley Scott is like what, 88?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
he's up there, you know, and so is Martin Scorsese. And Martin Scorsese was a huge person, like to come out like, oh, comic book movies are the worst cinema. They have that grumpy old men thing going on right now. Their movies aren't doing as great as they used to, and they're trying to point the finger at the new stuff. Like, no, the things move on. Like, I think Martin Scorsese is still more consistent than Ridley Scott has been, which will probably break away when he does that new Grateful Dead movie, because that will be a breakaway from his norm. But yeah, Riley Scott, when you get to the point where you're blaming the audience for the reason your movie sucks, you know, it's like blaming. It's like a comedian going, "Oh, you guys don't get the joke. That's because you're idiots, not because I'm not funny. I'm hilarious."
I think it's like I see a bit more of a balanced middle ground, because I do understand where he's coming from, because there's certain movies that come out and I go, what a phenomenal film, and then it flops because the majority of the audience go, well, I'm bored. So I can understand in certain things, but then on the flip side of the coin, to what Seth was saying, the movies have to be great, and they're not. Like, as I say, I watched The Last Duel because I like Ben Affleck, I like Matt Damon, and I was like, right, it's Ridley Scott, it's going to be a good movie. I was like, this is terrible. Like, this is not a good film. Like, I just didn't enjoy it. So when you're making, as I say, when you're making that statement to say about something, you've got to back it up with the movie, and the movie doesn't do that. I mean, that's the guy that done Blade Runner. I mean, I love Blade Runner. Like, if it just released flipping the first Blade Runner movie or Alien, I'd be like, yeah, he's right. Like, he's just put out two bloody masterpieces. I go, yeah, cool, I get where you're coming from. But if you're releasing crap, how can you judge people? You can't.
Well,
so,
I haven't seen Gucci, so I can't give my own personal thing on it. You know, I don't really know. But that's a good point, Seth. I'm glad you brought that up, because that was a good conversation. So thank you. So Ridley Scott, calm your tits. Jared Leto being stupider movies. All right. So
I'm worried about him doing another Alien thing, though. Like, they're doing an Alien series, and I'm concerned now because he's doing Alien and he's doing Gladiator Part 2. They're not going to be good projects.
Yeah, Gladiator Part 2. I forgot about that.
There's nowhere to go.
It's like his next movie too, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that movie concluded exactly where it needed to.
It's a perfect movie of a Gladiator. It's just, Russell Crowe was great in it. It's just a wonderful film. You should not. There's nowhere to go. Leave it. So,
well, it's all right. It's gonna come out and it's gonna suck, and it's millennials' fault. So,
yeah, that's exactly that.
What did you tell me, Seth, once before I realized I was part of the millennial crowd? Like, you said, "Oh, a millennial is just anybody who's younger than you."
Oh yeah, yeah. A millennial is just anyone who's younger than you, because you have everyone calling each other millennials now.
Right. And I was doing the same thing, and I didn't realize that, like, I fall into the millennial category. I'm like, I was so upset. Like, I just found out, like, my mom wasn't my real mom. I was so upset. I've been lied to my whole life. I never even heard the word. Sorry, go ahead.
The one I love is boomer. Like, I'm always called that. I love it. You're a boomer, and I'm like,
boomer,
So give your mom
baby boomer, you know, from Vietnam.
Yeah. But I think again, it works both ways though, because if someone says to me boomer or something on social media or whatever, and it's because they're defending, I don't know, the original Suicide Squad, I'll go like, what are you talking about? Because it's the same thing. Like, the same thing with like Ridley Scott. If the movie's crap, the movie's crap. It's nothing to do with age. It's, you know, it's nothing to do with age.
All right.
Yeah.
I hope. You should watch the original of this, Seth.
White Men
Real
Can't
man.
Jump.
Should I?
Yeah, man. The originals are. Oh, mate, I love that movie.
Classic.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes, man. It's.
Yep.
It's just a good film.
But they're remaking it. It's going to be the same person who directed House Party. They remade the House Party movies, or a
What?
movie. Yeah. I would
What?
bring up the article, but
Wait a second. What is that? Are they already out?
I think House Party, I don't know if House Party is already out or not.
That is a disgrace, mate.
Let me look it up.
That's a disgrace. House Party, again, if you've not seen them, Seth, oh my God, they're so good.
He won't, that won't make any sense to him. That movie, House Party is stuck in like the early 90s.
They were special for me growing up. Kind of
Yeah, me
like
too.
Fresh Prince. It's like that era of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Seth. If you've seen them with Will Smith, it's that era of comedy and that era of just feel good friends, parties, girls, and just fun. It's just goofy fun. It's just a really good. But again, remaking those again is a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
It will. It's not out yet, but when it does come out, it will be on HBO Max. House Party.
That's a disgrace to do that.
Yeah. And now the same guy is doing White Men Can't Jump. So I want to bring in.
Is there a cast or anything for this? Like, is there anything, or you don't know?
No.
Oh,
no.
it's just
I don't think so. Again, I have the link, but whenever I bring it up, things
They should have
hey,
the White Men Can't
haywire.
Jump. They should have Peter Dinklage in it. That would be funny. You'd have Peter Dinklage.
Oh
and
my
Peter Dinklage
God.
and Shaq. How funny would that be?
That is the only way to remake this movie.
Now that would be awesome. Could you imagine him playing basketball and slam dunking?
Oh, that's okay. You know
that-
what? There's
that's
nothing
another
else
one
to say. That's
another
it.
one of them of me opening my mouth again, and it's sorry.
No,
guys.
that's
That's all
perfect.
me. Sorry.
There's nothing else to say. That's perfect. Okay. Alec Baldwin.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Wow, we're talking some serious stuff here, Ramon.
No, sorry, guys. If you're watching this or whatever, that's all me. There's nothing to do with these guys. I'm the one that makes the stupid comments. I'm sorry.
Alec Baldwin opens up about Rust shooting. I again had a video queued up, but FML. Did you watch this? Anybody watch his interview?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, it was on ABC. I've watched bits and pieces. I haven't watched the whole thing. What did you think about it, Ramon? What do you think about his perspective of the shootings?
I think he's a great actor.
Oh, so you think he was putting on a good performance for the show?
So it's partly. I don't. It's a very, very, very touchy, difficult subject to go into without upsetting people or whatever. So
Yeah.
I'll just say I don't know what I believe and what I don't when it comes to him, and that's not being disrespectful, but I don't know.
Well,
Like,
sorry, go ahead, Ramon, please.
Like if you're going to do something like this and apologize, or you're going to talk and do, why do you have to do it on a national news thing? Just go on your social media platform and go live and talk to people. We've all got the access to do that now. So when someone does something wrong or they're unsure, write down what you're going to say or whatever. And if you're going to do it in the safety of your own home. Talk to the camera. That's that feels more natural in my eyes. That feels more honest in my eyes. If you're sitting there, right, the lights are all camera action, right? Go look at this camera. How do you feel? Well, at the moment, it's not. Right. I don't buy that. For me, sorry, I don't buy that.
I'm kind of right there with you. This is, I will have to say, this is a very, his agents, like this is a very
strategic.
Yes, thank you. Strategic move. That this was, and I think a lot of what he said, as I said, I haven't watched all of it, but I've watched the bigger pieces, and I think what he said is exactly what he needs to say. I think they're trying to pin it on the armory chick.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I've heard from her as well, and she's like, "No, I did my job. Why is there a live bullet in the studio?" She's like, "You guys were shooting bullets, I guess, behind my back. I did my job, but he says that he never pulled a trigger, that he cocked the gun back because it's an old Western movie. So he cocked the back of the gun but not all the way, and it must have like just flipped shut, and that's what shot the bullet out, instead of him actually pulling a trigger. He cried
That's what I
without
mean.
tears. Well, he cried without tears. He did. He had a dry cry. So I don't know.
It's
Like
he might be being honest, but it's something in my heart, man, that says if you do something like this, you only go on and do these or go on like Oprah, the big Oprah interviews and stuff like that. You only do that if it's like a strategic thing and it's all set up. Right, we've got the questions, we've got it all planned to get the right message out. That's not natural to me. Natural is put the camera on and just talk, be yourself.
Right.
That's natural, and that. So I don't know. I don't know where I stand with it, man. I'm a bit like, I don't know. I really don't know.
Seth, what do you think, buddy?
I see. It's hard to tell because I haven't watched the interview specifically, but based on the details that you have talked about, them trying to pin it on the armory, whatever that job was called. That's unfortunate because that person sounded genuine, and that doesn't mean they 100% were genuine. Anything could be possible in this situation. We don't know everything, but taking it at face value, they sounded like they were just doing their job, and they were doing what they were supposed to do. And I don't know why that's being pinned on them here. That doesn't make sense to me right now. I'm sure obviously things will get revealed over the next couple months or even years that reveal the truth. But as of right now, I don't see it. Like, I just don't understand.
Yeah, it's I don't know what could be revealed, more than just unless somebody deliberately put it in there, which was something that didn't he say something like that, Ramon, that maybe there could have been like some sort of sabotage.
Yeah, it could. I mean, that's what I mean. It could. No one really know until, like, as Seth said, like now and next year. You don't know, but it goes back to that same thing, like with the person that they're trying to put it on, right? They're not going to get their prime time slot on the news or an interview with them, sit down with an audience to sit down and get it in all the global world newspapers and the BBC over here, and he's got that power. So the voice that's being heard is his. So it's that same thing again. Do you see what I mean? Like, I'm not saying he's manipulating things. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying, he's in the position with the power to be able to control the narrative.
Yeah.
And all that's got to happen is a few more things like that to paint this person as the bad guy or the bad woman. She's not got a voice to scream up. You might get CNN or one person will interview her, but that's it. It's not going to be on global national news everywhere. No, that's not Alec Baldwin. We'll interview him. So it go again. I don't know, man. I don't know what the who's right or wrong is, but hopefully, some point down the line, the truth, the full truth will come out.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing that needs to come out is where did this live bullet come from? Because there was absolutely no reason for there to be a live bullet on that set. None.
Yeah.
So, but all in all, I think his interview, from what the snippets that I saw, were pretty well. Or like you, Ramon, I think he is a good actor and expresses that at certain times. I did like the fact that he did not appreciate the woman who called 911 is now suing for for cash damages, for what she's went through, but she didn't do anything. Like, she didn't even see the shooting happen. Like, she was just there, and she's already saying that her best friend, the cinematographer, was killed, but it came out that like she only met that chick like 2 days before. So
it's sick, isn't it?
Now it's starting to come out of the woodwork where people are like, I was on that set, I can get money. So he was very he thought that was very distasteful, which I agree 100%. All right, well, hopefully something will happen with that. I'm guessing we'll never see Rust. That movie's done for. Well, I don't know. We still got The Crow after.
Yeah, but wasn't The Crow like basically done filming, or like almost done filming?
1 sec.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Where'd Ramon go?
I don't know. He just said he'll be right back.
Ramon, where are you? All right. Let's see here. Well, I don't want to bring this up. It's the last thing. It's the last thing I want to bring up. Well, let's just always, none of us forget exactly what Ramon promised us all, that if he will shave his head live, if Justice League 2 hasn't been announced by January 1st, 2023.
No, but it's I'll put even confidence and say it's going to be done by July next year.
You want to move it up?
No.
You want to move that date up to July 2022? No, you don't have to.
No, but I just believe that it will be.
All right. Well, we believe you believe that. All right. So, lastly but not leastly, Hawkeye spoiler talk. Woo-hoo. All right. Episode 3 has dropped.
Seth is the man.
Seth Draven, won't you kick us off with your opinions on episode 3 of Hawkeye? And right. we are, before we go any further, we are talking spoilers. So there you go.
You know, before Seth jumps on, can I just say something? Ladies and gents, before we went live, we do like a little thing behind the scenes before we go live. And Seth came and said, are we going to just talking about spoiler talk about Hawkeye? And he's like, I can't wait. He was so excited. Do you hear the giggle? See, he was so excited. So
there's one specific reason I'm so excited to talk about this episode.
Over to Seth, the man behind the curtain.
All right, I'll get my opinions out of the way, and then we can get to the exciting stuff.
Wow.
Opinion-wise, though, this is I was joking, but anyway,
I know.
This is my favorite episode so far. You know, not very hard to do. I've rewatched episodes 1 and 2, and they're all right to me. You know, 7 out of 10 at most to me, but I like this one a lot more. It's really action-packed. I like the car chase. I like the way they filmed in the car. You know, it's like a one shot.
Yeah, I did notice rotating. That too. That was really cool.
That was cool to see. All the trick arrows too were nice. And oh man, yeah, no, way I pronounced that was weird. Anyway, man, the part where he's on the phone with his kid, and like Kate is like writing out what the kid is saying.
Amazing, best part, mate.
Yeah,
the
kid is like. The kid is fluent in Charlie Brown parents' language. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was a good part. I like that.
All right.
Good episode. I liked it a lot. I liked it.
I thought it was also really well done. I enjoyed the arrows as well. The different type of arrows they had. I enjoyed the Christmas theme that they wove into this one. I couldn't help but notice that like it was very reckless. The fact that not one but 2 vigilante vehicles went through the Christmas tree shopping area and didn't hurt anybody. So that was a huge surprise. But no, this one we got to see Hawkeye actually do some Hawkeye stuff. You know, like when he broke free from the tape and did the whole solo stuff. You know, okay. Yeah, this is exactly where this needs to be on TV, and Jeremy Renner with somebody not taking the full brunt of the show, because I think the full brunt of the show would suck if he was alone. So,
idiot.
I think they're doing. Listen, Ramon. Ramon, you don't need to call Jeremy Renner names, okay? Listen, we all know he's an idiot. You don't have to say it out loud on air. Listen. Ramon, please give us your thoughts on this
best episode. Like Seth said, still problem that I've got with it overall. That overall problem that I've got with it is supposed to be a Hawkeye show, but it's not. It's Kate Bishop featuring Hawkeye, and that's how it comes across as to me. Whereas I'd rather it be more on him. As soon as he had his part to shine. You know, the part with the phone, the action sequences, the moments with him, I was like, this is what I want. Like, that's what I want to see. And I don't know if we're going to get a lot of that, because obviously the main villain and everything is all evolved around Kate Bishop. So it's all going to be about her, which is fine. But I'm just really want more of what we just saw. Like, if we had another 3 episodes like that with him, and it's all on him, but he's with her and it's all focused on him, great, I would love it, but I just think it's not going to be like that. I don't know. I've just got that feeling
I think these first few episodes, this one was more focused on Clint than the other two were,
Yeah.
for sure. Like this one more focused on them together. Like the first two were definitely just about Kate.
Mm.
But I think the next few episodes are really going to dive into
I
Clint
hope
as
so,
a character.
man.
I'm curious to see what they do with Swordsman, or like
Yeah,
the the guy with the sword at the end,
yeah.
because they have they have a history in the comics. I'm just wondering if they adapt it here.
That's what I mean. It should be like, because it's all those things. Even in the first couple of episodes or whatever, when it's just the thing with him at the restaurant with his kids, and like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get back, and I might not get back, and then the Rogers musical, like, and it shows him, and it's like, it's sort of teasing, showing what the effect of it all has on him, and that's kind of what I want to see. I want to see him, like, because when it's what I'm saying, when he's given them the moment to shine, like even the bit on the train. Do you remember when she's saying, "Oh, we should take the dog for a walk," and he
Yeah.
can't hear a damn thing, and he's like, I was thinking maybe we should take the dog for a walk. I'm like, that's Jeremy Renner to me. Like, that's what I want to see. So I just hope we get more of that. I hope we get more of that.
You know,
Yeah.
Sorry, you go.
No, go ahead, buddy.
I was gonna say, it's weird to me that, like, you know, he's trying to keep Kate in hiding because, you know, everyone knows her name and they know that she's attached to the Ronin suit now. And then he's like, yeah, go take the dog for a walk. Like, yeah, just go out and take the dog for a walk, even though we're trying to hide you.
Even though I'm trying to, don't worry about it.
Take the dog for a walk. Dog can't survive without a walk.
And the big question, was it Kingpin?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about.
I knew you was going to say it. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
No, you're fine. No. I'm glad you brought it up. But what? Should we? He hasn't said his opinion on the episode yet. Have you?
Did you? I did a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, I liked it. I thought one of my favorite parts actually in the show was how honest Hawkeye was about the death of Ronin, but like he said it in a way that we know it's true, but not in the way that he was making them believe it was true. He's like, no, I was Black Widow killed Ronin. Well, how do you know? Well, I was there, which is true. That's the scene in Endgame.
Yeah.
You know, I just love that poetic way that they did that, because he's not lying, but he's not really letting them in on the full, you know, spectrum of it. You know, so that was one of my favorite moments in that, because it's one of those moments where this whole MCU / Disney Plus, you know, merger thing, like it kind of worked. You know, he said that line and I pictured Endgame, that scene, you know, where you know, Black Widow finally stopped Ronin.
Right.
But yeah, the show itself I had a lot of fun with, but I heard you say Kingpin, and I don't know what you're talking about. What did I miss?
Right. Before we jump on set, Seth, I'll just say there's one thing in this, and I don't praise Marvel enough. I know I give Marvel a lot of grief over the last, like this year with some of the stuff that's come out. This episode was the first time I screamed like a little girl. I genuinely screamed like a little girl when he ran with the bow, jumped and done the side turn and then shot.
That was cool.
I screamed like a little girl because that's the typical like superhero thing, you know. Yeah. I can do this all day. It's the typical that moment. Like, and when that happened, I was like, I screamed because I was like, finally, you're gonna let the dude have some flipping camera time and light and let him do his thing. Boom, boom, and the one like shooting behind. I was like, that's my guy. And I was like, but I'm just don't want to get too excited because I just want more of that. But as regards to Kingpin, Seth is the man.
Yeah, so that's definitely Kingpin in this episode. What's
definitely Kingpin.
So okay, you clearly missed some big stuff.
No, I've watched this twice. I watched this episode twice. What did I miss?
Tell him everything around it, Seth, except for it. Just sort of.
So at the beginning of the episode, when they're telling Echo's origin story or Maya's origin story, you know, her as a kid, and she's talking to her dad at the karate place, I believe it's karate, and her dad is like, you know, I have to go to work now. That dude who walks right behind her dad, the fat guy in a black suit. You don't see his face, but her dad walks away, and he like, you know, he walks up to Maya, and you hear him laugh a little bit, and it sounds like Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
Who plays Kingpin in Daredevil, and of course he's got that black suit, and of course a black suit doesn't automatically mean Kingpin, but he's got the same one that he wore in Daredevil. And
it has that like that purple inlining or something.
Yeah, it's got that.
I missed that. I missed that both times.
Oh, and later on in the episode, because throughout the episode they're kind of like, oh, who's in charge? Echo is in charge. Maya is in charge. But later on in the episode, when Kate and Clint are walking through the park, Kate's like, well, Maya's in charge, and he's like, no, she's not in charge. Clint's like, there's someone above her, someone you don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
And I've explained this before. Echo and Kingpin are really close in the comics. Like, when her dad died in the comics, Kingpin adopted her and raised her. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's 110% Kingpin.
Well,
I'm saying it's 99% Kingpin.
It sounds pretty reasonable.
There's a couple of things that I wouldn't say concerned about, but it's like on my mind when I was watching it. One, I am concerned that if Vincent D'Onofrio's in it, are they going to make it a fluffier version of Kingpin? Because when you look at him in Punisher and Daredevil, he was I wouldn't say he was terrifying, but he was a scary dude. Like he's a dangerous guy. And I thought his performance was 10 out of 10 performance in Daredevil and Punisher. I love him as an actor. I think he's brilliant. So I'm like, if he does turn up in this, is he going to be
I wouldn't imagine so. I wouldn't imagine so. I don't think we might not get like, him brutally beating the piss out of somebody.
I just hope he's got the same demeanor and fear.
Because sure
even you know what I'm saying, even when he talks, like, where's Vanessa? I'm like, this dude's scary, man. But that's what I love about him. I just think he's so great.
Yeah, I assuming he does show up.
Yeah.
I don't think they will mess with him personality-wise too much. Of course, like, Dad said, he's not going to be crushing heads with car doors.
No.
Like, you're not going to be seeing that. But,
right.
Like, Kevin Feige knows what people like. He knows that they like this version of Kingpin. They know he knows that they like the way he played Kingpin. So they're probably not going to change it.
Do you know what's mad? I only watched Daredevil because of him. Because I watched a movie about 15, 20 years ago, The Cell. I must have.
I love The Cell.
And he plays the serial killer in that. And
does he? I didn't know that was him.
That's him, yeah, in the dream world and everything. Yeah, that's him.
Oh, I didn't know that was him.
And he was in Full Metal Jacket as well. He's the main guy.
I know that one.
Yeah. And he's one of those actors, like, just, when you just see an actor, you go like, oh, that guy's in it. I'm definitely going to watch it to see what he does. And when I see he was announced as Kingpin, I was like, I don't know. And then I think, no, it's him. It's that guy. And I started watching it. And the second he was on screen, I'm like, it's because he's so calm. And that's what makes him so creepy and scary. Even when he was looking at the paintings, and he just puts on these cuffs and just sits there and makes his steak. And I'm like, this guy is crazy. I love him. So I'm really hoping we get to see him.
I didn't catch that both times that I watched this episode. And also, just to let you guys know, I did do my homework. I did watch Black Widow, and I didn't fall asleep for the first time.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, finally made it.
It's only been 6 months.
Yelena's great, I think. She steals the show, man.
It was okay. It was all right. It was there. It existed, but I seriously must have fallen asleep way early because there was a lot of this movie I just did not recognize. So, but I watched it to catch up with this, and then I know that last little teaser was all I needed to watch. But I wanted to be in the know of the characters.
I love her to bits, man. I think she's one of the better new characters that we've seen turn up and things. I just like her. Like if they, as I said last week, if they announced 2023 we've got Black Widow 2 and it's her, I'd go watch it straight away because I know she's going to be flipping awesome in it. So
do you think I've often thought, like, is she always going to make fun of the superhero landing? What is it with all of you guys? Huh? All of you guys flipping your head. Like
that's me. That's when I got addicted to her, man. Like as soon as she did that and took the mickey out of her, and then later on in it where she jumps down out of the roof and then she flicks and then she goes ugh, and then carries on walking. I was like, she's flipping awesome. Like she just plays on it, so she gets it right. And Yeah, she's a great character, man. Really, really good character.
The end of that movie was more brutal than I thought, man. Like what they did to Scarlett Johansson, to Black Widow. Like she was getting the shit beat out of her for a while.
Yeah.
But okay, that's enough about Black Widow. I know I'm late on the train with that
Yeah,
one,
it's
I totally understand everyone's not being happy with the fact that she's not a superhero, but she's doing superhero things. There was a lot of things like, okay, there's no way a human would survive that, but she did because of things and stuff. So, anyway, Hawkeye's awesome.
I'm willing to bet. I'll bet $20 either this week or next week we will see Kingpin return.
Do you know what? It don't even take a lot for me, bro. Like this is what I'm saying with a lot of these things. The same with the movies. It don't take a lot to keep fans happy. I just want to see the dude put on a damn suit and just do that with his handcuffs, and I'll be happy. I'll be happy. I'll be like, yes, I'll be happy. That's it.
Actually, I saw this pointed out.
Hawkeye is.
I could. I don't know why that made me so excited. Just imagining him.
Well, because of what Ramon just said, it's not hard to please the fans.
That's what I mean.
Imagining him saying something like, "Find me Clint Barton." Like that makes me excited. Like I don't know.
Bring me Clint Barton's family.
Ooh.
Yeah, you don't. It doesn't.
Ooh.
That's it. Because he means business. He don't mess around.
Yeah, because the family hasn't been messed with yet. Maybe it's time for the family to get messed with.
No.
Oh, that would pull some. That'd be so cool. I'm getting way too excited. Okay, let me explain why I'm so excited right now.
Well, wait, the second from last episode. So we've got one. We're coming towards the end. We've got one more episode, and we get towards the end. He finally makes it home for Christmas, and then there's a note. And it just says Kingpin on it, and you'd be like, "Oh, what?" And it ends, and you go, "Right, we've got to wait till the finale next week." Yeah, that would.
Oh man! Here we go.
That's what I want, though. That's what I want.
Here's your extra cliffhanger. Everything is the show is done. This is the last episode, right? The last episode, last scene of the last episode. He makes it home for Christmas, and he gets up, and somebody on the day after or the Christmas morning. And somebody's eaten the cookies and drank the milk that they left out for Santa, and then it's Kingpin said, "I'll see you soon."
What if
say that Hawkeye will return?
What if they set it up and they were like, like Clint's like, "Oh, I'm on my way home," and then you see the inside of the Barton house. They're just eating breakfast or whatever. You hear a knock at the door, and they're like, "Yes," they're like, "Dad's home," and they go and open the door, and it's Kingpin standing there.
That's what I mean. Like Disney, if you watch this, it ain't hard to like. It genuinely. That's not even like mocking it to say that we're idiots, because we are. Like it really doesn't take a lot to really satisfy the fans to make them like on. You've just said it. We're just sitting here making up stuff for a laugh, but it's simple ideas. And just giving that to the fans. That's all you've got to do. It doesn't need to be some complex, mad supersonic story. Just that the door opens, the wife opens the door, the kids are there, daddy's home, and he's just standing there looking at them, and we'd all be like, "Oh damn, like what an ending," kind of thing. We'd be like, everyone would be talking about it.
Okay, so this isn't like some super like cool thing involving Kingpin. It's just like a little fun fact about Hawkeye involving Kingpin, kind of. So remember in the first episode when they went to see the Christmas tree, like it was like towards the beginning of the episode. But Clint Barton and his family, they went to the Christmas tree. That's right. That's the same place where Fisk's penthouse is in season 3 of Daredevil.
Oh,
dropping bombs again.
Man, no, really?
There's only
no bull sugar, huh? All right.
And there's only, being picky, there's only one thing in the series so far I really didn't like. That was when he went to get his Ronin suit and put with the cosplay, and I like the actual slow fighting, and it was showing the effect it was having him because he was thinking and all of that when he took part in the cosplay. I like that, and I like the communication with him and the guy to get the suit back. That was all nice. What I didn't like was when he turned up there and the woman's like, "You're not going in," and then he looks over and you see the guy with the suit, and she's like, "You've got to wear a suit and do the cosplay and all of that." I'm like, Clint Barton wouldn't do that.
Right.
Clint Barton wouldn't do that. This is a dude that's fought monsters and been to other
I
planets.
thought the same exact
He would
thing.
just walk through. He'd just go, "Get out of my way," and he'd go up to the guy and grab him and go and beat the crap out of him. That's what Hawkeye would do. But I can understand why they're doing it like this because it's a Disney show and blah blah blah. But it's the one thing that just felt a bit out of place with his character because I was like,
yeah, I'm
"You're a
glad you brought that
superhero,
up
bro."
because I was thinking the same exact thing during that scene. I was thinking Hawkeye would just like, oh, I can't get through here, okay, and then disappear into the
Like, if that was
leaves
me, yeah, if
and
that was
like
me, I'd
and
do.
come out of nowhere. Yeah,
Someone's just stolen my briefcase and it's got 10 grand in it, and then someone says, "Oh, you can't go through here. You've got to do this first." I don't care if it's a man or woman. I'll push you out of the way, mate. That's my money. Like you've
Yeah.
just stolen for you know what I mean. That was the one thing in these episodes so far. I was like, that's a bit. But I liked the actual act. You know, when it took place in the cosplay, he was fighting, and the guy's like, "Oh, let me win," and all that. I thought, yeah, it's goofy and all that, but I was like, "Cool, man, good on you for doing that, Clint." But I just thought that one thing, I was like, "Nah."
yeah,
No.
I agree with you 100% there. All right, anything else you guys want to talk about when it comes to Hawkeye or any other news stories that we haven't come across yet?
No, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm betting money this week or next week we will see Fisk again. That's all.
All right.
I think it'll be. I just hope we get. I hope this week's is good. I really do.
I think it will be.
I think they're going to keep getting better. I think that's the trajectory that they're on. You know, I will say that I am excited. Like, you're doing a really good job keeping me excited. Now, I tried to get back on the Titans, and I made it through like 2 or 3 episodes, and then they lost me. I was just like, I'm not interested to continue watching this again. You know, but Hawkeye, like, I'm interested in watching it. Like on Tuesdays, I'm like, well, I won't be able to watch it tomorrow, but I'll have to watch it on Wednesday. But yeah, like I'm getting it pumped for it. I'm getting excited for it. So with that, gentlemen, I want to thank you all so much for joining us again here every week on Film Trigger for Drive-By News with the man, the myth, the legend, Ramon from Hit or Miss TV. Also, the man behind the curtain, Seth Draven from this station right here, Film Trigger. And we will see you guys next week on the same bat channel, same bat times. You know the drill. Anyway, stay trigger happy, my friends. Peace.